Hey guys, yesterday you watched a video about writing linear equations from graphs. Today we're going to be doing the same thing, writing linear equations, but this time it's going to be from tables. But honestly, it is the exact same thing. You need to find two things when you're looking at these tables. You need to find the y-intercept, and that's where you're going to plug in for b. And you also need to find the slope. And we're going to plug that in where m is at. Once you have those two numbers, then you are all set, and you could just put it in that format, y equals mx plus b. So let's look at example number 1. So it's easiest to find the y-intercept first. So look at your x column and find where the 0 is at. So it's the very first point here. That's our y-intercept. So right next to it, I'm just going to write b equals 3. Now we need to find slope. So you need to pick any 2 points that you want. I like to work with the smaller numbers, so I'm going to use the y-intercept, so x1 and y1, and I'm going to use the next point right after that, so x2, y2. When you are doing slope, it is a giant fraction. On the top here, we do the differences of the y's. So I'm going to do 11 minus 3 divided by, now we need the difference of the x's. Since I used the 11 first, the bottom number, I need to do that the same thing over here. So let's do 2 minus 0. Put the whole thing into the calculator and I get positive 4. So I have the two things that I need for the equation. I have b and I have m. So we're just going to put them together. Y equals mx plus b, only we're plugging in those numbers. So y equals 4x plus 3. Okay, let's look at example 2 now. Example 2, first thing we want to do is find our y-intercept. So just be careful here because I see zeros in 2 spots. So these are our 2 intercepts. One is the x-intercept and one's the y-intercept. So wherever x is 0, this is the one that we want. So this one here, that is our y-intercept. So right next to it, I'm just going to write b equals negative 4. Now to find slope, I need 2 points. And like I said, I like to pick the easiest numbers that I see on the table. Anytime you see zeros, those are going to be the easiest ones to work with. So I'm going to make that y-intercept be x1, y1. And that x-intercept be x2, y2. Now you can pick any 2 points on this table that you want. You're going to get the same slope no matter what. But these two just seem like the easiest to me. Okay, so on top, we want the differences of the y's. So let's do 0 minus negative 4. So I wrote it like this, minus negative, so we can see the difference. Okay, now the difference in the x's. So that'll be 10 minus 0. So type it into the calculator exactly like that with the minus negative and everything. And you should get, it's a fraction, 2 over 5. Okay, so I have b, I have m. We just got to put them together. Y equals 2 over 5x. And because our y-intercept is negative, we're going to put minus 4. Okay, now table number 3. So there's only one 0, has to be this one. And just be careful that x is 0 and the numbers where the y is at. So that is going to be our y-intercept. So b is equal to 9. Okay, and then this time to find slope, I'm going to use the first 2 points. So x1, y1, x2, y2. And then let's just put that into the formula. We want the difference of the x's first. So 15 minus 21 over the difference of the x's. So -4 minus -8. Put that into the calculator. This is also going to be a fraction. I'm getting -3 over 2. Okay, so here's b, here's m. We just got to put it together. Y equals -3 over 2x plus 9. Okay, and last table for the examples, number 4. So let's start by identifying our y-intercept. So either it's going to be -9 or it's going to be +9. So you look for where x equals 0, and this is the one that we want. So we want the +9. B equals +9. Okay, now we need to find slope. I'm just going to use the first two. So x1, y1. You know what? I changed my mind. I want to use this y-intercept. So let's do x2, y2 for this point, just because the zeros will hopefully make it a lot easier for us. So I'm going to work it out up here. So let's do the difference of those y values. So 9 minus 0 over the difference of the x values. So 0 minus -9. And when you put that into the calculator, this is a whole number. I actually get +1. Okay, so here's our slope. Here's our y-intercept. We just got to put it together. So normally you would write y equals 1x plus 9. And that is correct. But whenever it's a 1, you don't need to write it. So I'm going to erase it. We just need the y equals x plus 9. And that is the linear equation that goes with that table. All right, guys, so that's finding linear equations of tables, very, very similar to graphs. There is an assignment in Schoology, 8 questions. You have to find equations of tables and graphs, and just message me if you have any questions.